Report to the computer. All right. Okay. It is July the 20th. Where is the summer going? Oh my God, it's like it's going too fast. So,
Mhm.
and at 2025 in case the recording ever needs that. But this call is from our Global Alliance of Modern Day Alchemists event called Powering Up a Super Connected, Thriving United World. So I think everybody knows that probably, but it's been about 10 days, but today's really the day, I think, when we were going to do something about it. So it was inspired by an event that's happening in Ireland where a bunch of indigenous leaders from around the world, so Native Americans and many other indigenous people came together in Ireland and they're talking about it's the eighth fire. That's the way they describe it. And it's the time of like the next level of humanity and our relationship with the universe and the nature and all that and wonderful stuff. So it inspired me to set up this event because I think all of us would agree it's shifting, it's turning, it's like everything's falling apart in the old and we're going into the new, right? Sounds like we're right on it. And one of my passions, just for the recording, because you all know, is to get it to turn out in a single go by all of us collaboratively and collectively. It's one of my great passions. And I believe that we can do that. So here we are, about to play and see what happens with that. Oh, Ariel's just coming back in, so good. So yeah, exciting. So should we just line up first? So I would say, oh, there she is. Can you hear us now, Ariel?
Now I can hear you. I was on a different browser. I shut it all down and opened it up again because it wasn't working. I
Oh,
couldn't hear it.
fantastic.
So it was the browser. I
Fantastic.
was
I love
using
it.
Firefox and it didn't
I
work
love it.
that
I
time.
love it. I love it. So, yep. And
Yeah,
I'll say for the recording, so we're in the people in the US, people in Norway, people in the UK, and Ariel, you're in, where are you exactly?
Mexico. Mexico.
Mexico. Yeah. Fantastic. And we represent different areas because Gunhild also lives in Spain and Kelly's coming to the UK and I'm from Canada. And so we just got a big kind of international flavor going here, which is exciting. Okay, so I thought we'd start first by aligning, and I thought I'd kind of walk us through that. It's just very short, but just to align us to one another, to nature, to the movement that wants to happen, etc. So, okay? All right. So, first things first, just take a deep breath and feel our connection together as a group, and even more than this group, to all the maestros who play together, all the people all over the world who care deeply and richly about the new emerging, about a super connected, thriving, united world. And then feel the connection to all the animals, all the oceans, the whales, the dolphins, the fish, the birds, the bees, the butterflies, the trees, the mycelium network, all of nature, and the earth itself, and the universe. And whatever you relate to as your greater power, inspiration, force, whether that's universe, source, creator, and just line up with that. And feel what wants to happen through us on this call today. Okay. That was wonderful. You could feel for me, I could feel the power humming, the the movement waiting to happen, and the collectiveness of us, the unifiedness of all life included in that was just wonderful. So anybody want to say anything about that?
I do.
Yeah, go for it.
And I could feel it too. And I feel like it is like the force, the one force we're tapping into. And I had this insight this morning I want to share, that kindness is more powerful than violence. We
Hmm.
don't understand that. We've been misled. We think violence is effective. I mean, probably not the people on this call, but generally in the world,
Yeah,
um, that violence is effective, and it's not. Kindness is what's truly effective.
yeah.
And so I think you are one of the kindest women I've ever known, Solera.
Oh,
It's your superpower.
and it is. Yes. And it's not wussy at all. It's pretty like powerful.
That
Yeah,
that that is like something that's been used like a smoke screen
yeah,
for us, for the people who don't want us to understand our power.
yeah,
Kindness is seen as wussy,
yeah,
and people will take advantage of it when it's really the most powerful way we have of interacting with each other.
yeah. I agree.
More
Yeah.
can happen with kindness than any other way.
And I see, I hope it's all true what I'm seeing because I watch Facebook Watch and Substack. I go through all that and I see a lot of kindness emerging in the world, like beautiful, powerful, uh, neighbor to neighbor, friends, policemen to kids, like all of it. I see so much homeless people and even the homeless people that I'm watching, just Nate and others do good things for homeless people to help them.
Mhm.
They're such great people. They want, a lot of them want to help one another, and it's really lovely to see. So yeah, I agree completely. Beautifully said. Thank you. Yeah. Sheila, did you want to say something?
Just I've I directed after we connected, I directed our energy to the group in Ireland, thinking that we would empower them. And what I got was a huge blast back from them,
Yeah.
to empower us and what we're up to. So I was surprised at that. It was great.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've watched a few videos of it. It's quite lovely. The
Mhm.
one video I shared over into the event page,
Mhm.
it was like a procession of some of the indigenous leaders walking into this big tent that they had. And what was lovely, my most favorite part of it was watching the woman with the camera who was filming it all, connecting with each person who was sitting there with these, I mean, so much love, so much connection, so much smiling, and you could just feel the communion between them. It was really lovely, actually. So, yeah, I don't know in the biggest picture what they're up to yet, but yeah, fantastic. Anybody else share anything? No? Okay. Okay, so as pretty much all of you know, so my approach to things is each one of us is hugely masterful in our own right, have our own ways of doing things, of unleashing our own unique contributions and mastery, right? So we're going to start from there. Okay, so again, I'll just kind of talk you through it, but do your thing, whatever it is. So, okay, so feel where your unique mastery exists, whether that's in you, whether that's your greatness, whether it's wherever it is, just find your unique mastery and let it ripple through you. Let it unleash, let it fly and soar. And then let those masteries kind of like a murmuration of of birds or whatever. Like let those masteries all just kind of fly together in some beautiful way. And take your greatest wish for the world or the universe or humanity or nature, whatever it is, your greatest, biggest wish for us all. And let this swirling wonder of my mastery take that and make it into reality. Okay. Oh, that was so powerful. That was just amazing. And you know what I love about it? When we do this collectively and collaboratively, it's like the reach is stupendous. And the, I'm going to call it life power, but the power of it is wonderful. And it reaches to everything. And I don't know. I don't know how to describe it. If I tried to say it looks like this or that, it would kind of not be right. So I'll just kind of leave it wordless as, oh my God, that was amazing, actually. So who else wants to share what happened? Yeah, go for it.
It was difficult at first for me, kind of swirling around, to identify what my greatest like superpower is. Because several things came up. But
Yeah.
then in your guiding, you had us like mix it together. And that worked for me instead of, identifying one. And I thought, what's my imagination? It's my creativity. It's my spiritual development. I don't know. I just felt like my rich imagination, all of these things. And I couldn't decide what was strongest, communicating, speaking, or writing, or whatever it was. And so I just let it go. I just got taken out there. It didn't matter. And and I understood I got my mission, what I really want to accomplish, and that is for humanity to thrive and evolve. And it was just that simple, thrive and evolve.
Yeah.
And part of that is ending wars and a peaceful world. That's a big part of it. I want to see peace. But then I also wanted for myself to weave in all of my past lives and memories and to become truly, the most evolved being that I can be. So I found it very wonderful. Yes.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah. Gorgeous. Yeah, Lynn was nodding. You were saying all that.
And so um, I've, I've definitely been discovering how my superpower is that I can simply go and just kind of bring everything together into this huge mixing pot and just bring whatever it is that's needed to whatever place that's needing it. But I really did feel that shift when we merged our energies together, and that was quite fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because
Yeah.
I don't think we have just one superpower, just like you're saying. It's like we're multifaceted, multi-talented, masterful beings in innovative and exciting ways. And then we've got huge experience in our lives as well that we bring to it. And it's kind of like all of that is kind of what I call mastery, I guess. So, yeah,
I do feel that it helps me sometimes to have a focal point.
yeah,
Something is sort of like directs my energy, and from there I can build. And it's not always easy to find that focal point,
yeah,
but when I do, it just yeah.
yeah.
Wonderful.
I love it. Anybody
I
else?
always I always see the planet Earth when we do these things. That's my focal point. I
Yeah,
see the planet.
yeah.
It's as
Because
though I'm way out in space, looking down at it.
I doubt any of us just have one wish for like it's the same thing. We would have multiple passions and visions and wishes and dreams and stuff of the world. But I was just using that as an example to get us into it. So yeah, exciting. Yeah. Anybody else? Yeah, Kelly.
Yeah, I wasn't, I was the not trying to think of anything, or I was just like no thought, no, I wasn't even trying to think what my superpower was. I was just trying to be my superpower, which was,
Great.
I was just trying to emanate, like to flow, to be a battery, like just let I wasn't trying to figure anything out, just to be the thing. And I just had a sense of density falling, like dense things falling away, and then like a, a mushroom cloud of lightness and joy and all the lightness accumulating and moving. That's it.
Yeah,
That's it.
yeah, gorgeous. I love it. Yeah, yeah, good, Neil.
Um, I had a feeling of, rising and not defined superpower, but a power. And like to me, it was like all of us in a circle were feeding this into together, and it went like a whirl, like this,
It did.
and it turned into around like a lot of flowers. You create this thing, and from there it just grew in all directions. And then I could feel that for that time, or for this time being, my superpower was um, making people trust their own power, or
Yeah,
feeling safe enough to trust their own gut feeling or intuition, or things like that, so that
yeah,
people could move forward trusting that, whatever happens, I can create
Yeah.
or co-create my future.
Yes. Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah. I love that. Yeah. Anybody else want to share anything? Yeah, Sheila.
Um, my heart opened as always, and then I went to the beating heart of the planet, and that we all, and my desire is that we all know our absolute connection to each other. And then David's sitting right here is superpower. For you guys who don't know, this is David, my husband. Um, uh, one of David's superpowers is laughter. I mean, he goes around the house laughing to himself about things, just out of nowhere, right? So I've got this vibration. So then all of a sudden, so not only were we knowing we were all connected, then we were all laughing together, and it was really lovely.
I wanted to ask David what he was doing because the look in his face was amazing. I thought he loves skiing and he's a Captain Powder, right? And it was almost as I looked at him, I thought he's bringing in the mountains. What were you doing, David?
This was hard for me. Um, Trying to pull out, what makes me um, tick or align with the world, with everything, everybody around me. And I just look to joy and
Yeah,
sharing it, bringing lightness, liveliness to the world, and
yeah,
happiness and joy and humor. Kind of let it flow, being free and
gorgeous. Yes. I love it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. See, we each have a kind of a uniqueness that is masterful, and it expresses in our lives through very practical things. But it's that when I talk about being masterful, it's like if we strip away everything that would ever limit us or everything we ever learned, or if we just stripped it all away, what you would end up with is something so extraordinary, unique, and unleashed that is you fundamentally, it's like that's what I love about all of it. So yeah, and each one is so different from every other one, which I love too, and I think that's amazing. So yeah, bravo. Yep. Anybody else?
I wanted to add to that. Another insight I had this morning is that we are all extraordinary who are alive on this earth at this time. Every one of us is an extraordinary person. And then I had the afterthought, maybe we always were and just didn't know it. Just thought we were ordinary.
Absolutely.
I've always thought I was ordinary.
I
And then
did
I would do
too.
ordinary things, and then I'm going, maybe I'm not.
I really was ordinary when I started. And not everybody on this call was ordinary as kids. I was ordinary as a kid. I've kind of grown into it somehow. It's been amazing. So, but yeah, I
And we
agree.
all have that potential to
Absolutely.
to be extraordinary because that's the truth of who we are.
Yeah,
I really believe
absolutely.
that now.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
so the whole concept of ordinary, we can just throw that out the window.
Yeah, 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 absolutely.
And that
Great.
unleashes our power, to really fully realize
Yeah,
who and what we are. When
yep,
you stop believing in these old ideas, that most of us are ordinary,
yeah.
unless we're like, famous or a celebrity or something. The rest of us are ordinary. It's simply not true.
Yeah, I agree. 'Cause our orientation is that everyone is unique, masterful, magnificent, has an incredible contribution. They'll do it in their own way. That's my orientation has always, well, not always been that, but for the last 20,
Mhm.
25 years for sure. That's been
Mhm.
my approach to it. But also, about it for us, it's about embodying that and letting that live in the world as well. Not just a lot of people hide their specialness, extraordinariness, talents,
Mhm.
master, but it's about embodying it and living it in whatever. And what I love is how we can innovate ourselves into it.
Yes.
I'm watching that happen in the world. In fact, I shared a post, I think it was either last night or this morning. It's all a blur to me at the moment, but I think it was Milton Foster was talking about there's some uh, up level or shift. I don't know what he called it, but like we're arriving fully in some way. And I said, yeah, that's what I see in us too, that we're superseding a lot of the old conditioning, the old structures, the old thinking, and living in a different way in the world as embodied whatever we each are,
Well, I want to thank you for starting this global alliance. I feel like it has catalyzed me in many ways, in my writing, in my insights, in the flow of creativity. Participating in this has really catalyze is the right word. Something in me. And then I want to thank you too. I think it was Monday morning. I received such a flash of joy, and I thought, "Oh, Solara sent me this."
Okay. Maybe it was David. Yeah. Yeah, because we did a whole event on joy like last month.
Yes,
We did
yes.
I can't even remember how many days, but we
Mm.
did a whole thing on joy. And what I noticed in that whole time when we were doing that event and afterwards too, nature got more lush. I mean, really like crazy lush. Woo!
Yes.
Like, wow, amazing. And it was like I felt like I was walking in paradise all the time, and paradise got more paradisical or paradisier or however one. There's no such word as that, but however you want to say it. It was. I just and I would say as well that one of the things for me I've really noticed in the last month and a half, I'm it all the time. Not like I'm walking around like this all the time, but I'm it all the time. I remember you guys have heard me talk before about going to the grocery store and I'm not, well, I'm shopping. No, I'm it all the time now. Like it just doesn't leave me, which is anybody else noticing that in yourself, that it's much more consistently with you and sustainable in you as who you are? Yeah, Sheila. Yeah. Yeah, I would say Centauri probably would say that. So
Mm.
yeah. Yeah. But you can see we're all up leveling. Like I even said this morning to Center, I think there's another level. I think you've been talking about it for a while, and I think we should look at this. And he did his wonderful things.
Well, we had a 2 hour conversation this morning, at least 2 hours.
It was great.
And
Yeah.
Claire was talking most of the time. And then I interjected at some point, and she said, "Whoa, I'm discombobulated." And we looked at that as to why that was so. And I said, it's sometimes when I speak, it's like I open Pandora's box and greatness emerges, but not as greatness that you recognize as greatness. Like it's not that something wants to be voiced per se, but when I start to speak, there is something that I'm not saying, but which is being demonstrated as a show, not tell type of thing. And I'm not trying to think about what it is that I'm trying to say, but the fact that I open my mouth and I'm aligned to something which I know is just so tantalizes sometimes a hairbreadth away, and then I have it. And the moment, the impact that I start to share something, um, everything that you base your life on is done, completely done.
Yeah.
Anything that you might think about the stars, the star beings, where you come from, the Pleiades, the Arcturians, we've done it already, and we've already realized that there's something which was far beyond that. It's like there's an orchestration of intelligences that have come together and they have declared that something previously undone, unprecedented, is now ready to emerge. And the more that you become aware of that, that something is emerging in you, the more that you start to really live in the very powerfulest ways possible that you've never ever considered before. And I say you cannot think what that might be or who you might be in the midst of speaking or thinking or writing or perceiving or conceptualizing what you feel in this moment of tremendous exhilaration. It's like something has not just arrived, it was developing itself in the background. And it was always within reach, I would say. But there was a readiness. There needed to be a readiness of receptivity and engagement and finally becomingness.
Hmm.
And I would say that's what Celera talks about in the next level. It may be that, because I don't think in terms of levels. I don't
Yeah.
consider superpowers even. It's just like I have put my hand out. My hand is on something, and I am that. I am that power. In previous lifetimes, I would know that I had been a prophet. I would have been speaking about something which would become reality. And I'm saying that we're in the midst of something now which is more real than you ever considered reality to be. You would have to change your fundamental concept of what reality actually is. Because everything can just be blown asunder. A puff of wind, gone. Everything that you thought was important, everything which you thought was life principles, everything which you thought was that which governs the universe and all the life therein. Stories, possibly. Stepping stones, maybe. And there's an engagement that is always there, I would say, which if you just become aware of that engagement, you are so powerful that you would not be ever stopped in any way whatsoever. You would not waver in your thinking about who you are and what it is that you're saying because it just gushes from you. That, for me is tremendously exciting.
Yeah. I like the gushing. Yeah. 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 Brilliant. Thank you. On that note, shall we here we are. The focus of this is supposed to be a super connected, thriving, united world. And it does, I've been feeling like all week, like we're in a, I don't know how to, maybe I say we're in a turning, like kapoom, there we are. It's turning. Like, and I want it to be turned, whatever that is. Not that, oh, there's an ultimate thing. I don't mean that. I think we're forever going, evolving and becoming and newing ourselves up and that kind of thing. But it's like for probably 30 years now, I and many of you, maybe even longer than that, have been for a world that's different than what we see,
Mhm.
for a way of being in the world together that's different from what we would normally see and experience as the normal reality. So that's fallen apart nicely at the moment. It's like crazy. And this newness is thriving. It's here. It's not like we have to learn something or it's here. It's available to us now, which I think is wonderful. So whatever your alignment and attunement to all that is and powering up is, let's see what we do next to make it so, shall we? Okay, here we go. Okay. Oh, that was wonderful. My goodness gracious. Um, there was so much power swirling in that from every source of point, like all the connectedness and all of it. And and I got thinking about because I just before I came on was watching the video of a tornado happening in Wisconsin, which was really, you know. But it was like all of a sudden it was kind of like I went into a tornado and it spit me out in this place where the miracle of life was, life all in capital letters, like big. And this what and it was like getting the whole earth, the whole world, the whole of humanity, all of it to align to the miracle that is life. That's what was happening in my experience of it. And then it just like downloaded into me as my own next level or becoming or whatever it was. And it just was like, whoa, that was so amazing. It was so, um, the small words don't fit it, so I won't use any. Because if I was going to say effervescent, but that's a small word, or even radiant, it's a small word. It's like much, much bigger than that. It's something much, much more that we can become. Each one of us, everyone will become something that is theirs to become. It might not be that, but whatever it is. So, just, oh, breathtaking. Thank you. Okay, who else? What happened for you in that one?
I don't always want to be the first one to speak.
Yeah, go for it, Ariel. We don't care.
I would say it was cosmic. That incredible. And I saw the Earth as I usually first I saw huge angel wings over the Earth, out going way out into space. And then I saw the Earth more like the moon often is, like phasing in and out, like it gets fuzzy. The energy, coming from the sun is not precise. It's not a clear outline. Is the more you watch it, the more you see the moon just kind of, like moving, kind of within itself. And I saw the Earth like that, and I understood that our Earth is like that right now. It is not sharply defined anymore. The edges are blurring. It's in the act of creation, something new, creating something
Yes,
new. I think that's what I saw. And
beautiful.
then I thought this was really cool. I saw this magnificent owl emerge out of the earth, and go out into space, this huge being, an owl. And that was pretty cool. Um, then I had like this insight into myself. You were talking about our superpowers before. And I always thought mine was writing, but I had this professor who said that I was a genius when it came to expressing myself.
Yes.
And I remember I became a teacher because when I was a student, I was studying public relations, journalism, public relations. And but I was also like the president of our Sierra Club on my campus. And I went to a class. The professor was late, so I was up there for about 10 minutes talking to, I was going to talk before he came, but he didn't come for a long time. So I got to like 100 students there, and I was making them laugh. And it was such an enjoyable feeling to make people laugh
Yeah.
that's when I decided not to become a comedian, but to become a teacher, to have that large audience that you have when you're teaching. And then I was trained to, be a facilitator, not to be the focal point. So I really, I still had that somewhat. And I understood that it's still there for me,
Yeah.
that I would, when I write books and publish, I'll be asked to speak, and I will have that wonderful ability, again, being able to express it, of making people laugh.
Yeah.
And I think, I'm 71. I think, my life is pretty much done,
Oh,
kind of. And that made me see, oh no, it's just beginning. It's just beginning.
yeah.
That
Yeah.
I have all these threads I can pull back in. And I started reading your book that you posted this morning,
Oh,
Solera.
the redesigning the future of global
Did
civilization one.
you just write that?
Yeah, I wrote it in a month in January.
Oh, in January,
Yeah.
before we've been doing this. But
Yes.
still, it just blows me away. You are an excellent writer.
Thanks. And do you know what? Because I did a writing class when I was in my 20s or 30s, and I decided I would never write again.
And now you've how about 18 books?
20.
20. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah. It's kind of like me and the universe. We got a deal, like It just keeps spitting stuff through me kind of thing. So,
Well, I'm looking forward to reading all of it.
well, do you know, it's interesting you brought up that book because one of my thoughts this morning that I woke up into was how come everybody on social media is talking about what's wrong? You know, like that's mostly what you see. I mean, you see an occasional good stuff, but why aren't we talking about redesigning everything yet? You know, it's like we got to redesign. It's not working how the design is been in the past. Kelly will love that, right? That's what she's up to as well. And she's an owl fan, Ariel. She's owl
Oh,
crazy.
maybe the owl came from her.
It probably did. Yeah. But really, it's really time to start talking about the redesign. It's big time for that. So yeah, wonderful. I love it. Yeah. Kelly, you want to
Well,
throw in
it's a shift.
anything?
It's a shift. I think more people are going to be making that shift
Yeah.
from looking at what's wrong to what's good,
Oh God,
what's
yeah.
right, what's true.
Yeah.
And that is happening. That it really is. I can see that evidence. Even when the people are focused on what's wrong, they're still more interested in what's true than they have been before.
Absolutely. Yeah. And that's getting harder and harder to discern in social media what's true because, while I'm a big fan of the global internet consciousness, but with
Mhm.
AI and the way people are using it, sometimes you can't even tell if you're looking at a real thing. And there's this group I follow that tell these beautiful, wonderful stories of people helping people. And I
Yeah,
think, go for it, even if it's not true. Those are great stories. Bring them
I've
in, you
seen
know?
those stories. Yes, I'm going, well, this is AI. It's got to be AI.
Yeah,
But
but
yeah, did you write it? Somebody recently said it's all universal intelligence.
yeah, I talk a lot
But we
about
don't
that.
need to get too freaked out that it's AI because that's like the collective intelligence of humanity,
Yeah,
that we're tapping into. And of course you can go into the dark threads or the golden ones. I mean, it's
yeah,
still a tapestry of what you focus on.
yeah.
But I do think that anything that looks like too good to be true, that's part of the visioning for what we can
That I
be.
agree. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, brilliant. Kelly, you want to throw in anything about all that? You're on mute, by the way.
I feel like I went to a place where there is no time, no form, no um nowhere. Like it is, and I felt like the still point of creation, and that from there I can do anything I want and create whatever I want, like whole
Wow.
worlds, whole you like God.
Yeah,
That's where I had a really, and I kind of feel like I'm in that right now. Like I feel it, and I'm bursting with something.
okay.
Yeah,
She's
yeah.
bursting with something. Let's line up not just what she's bursting with, but what we're all bursting with, and you can be the focal point, okay? Kelly? All right, here we go. Okay. Okay, Kelly, go for it. What happened?
I don't have words. Like I just feel very like I'm a vacuum or something. Like I'm not in here. I don't know. And I just feel a lot of like power flowing and radiance and I don't know. I don't have any real good words, but it yeah, really I'm still like I can't,
I love it.
I'm going on mute.
That was fantastic. Yeah. Um, I, I don't know that I just went into for whatever kind of thing. And I could feel all the, I'm going to call them players all over the world. I mean, for the good stuff, the great stuff, the grand game, if you want to call it that. But they, from every walk of life, from every faith, from every indigenous, from all the ways in which we play. It was like they were all walking like in a great big huge connectedness in some way and going ta-da like like it was just like that for me. It was a beautiful feeling of camaraderie and connection and taking our place in the world and saying this is the world. This is the world we have. Yeah, it was gorgeous. Yeah. Anybody else want to share what happened for you?
I think I fell into this field, that Kelly is talking about, where it wasn't really anything, it was just this sense of creative power, collective creative power. But then at the end, it was like there was this huge Shasta daisy,
A huge what?
Shasta daisy, a daisy,
Like
a
Mount
big, a
Shasta.
big flower, that
Yeah,
was just vast. And I became a bee. I was a honeybee going for the flower.
that's gorgeous. I love it. Wow. That's fantastic. Yeah. Yeah, Sheila.
I must have gotten into your tornado. But I had a sense of that as the energy of what we call money. But money is a completely outdated concept. It's like it anyway. So there was this energy just swirling with the earth, and Kelly was sort of orchestrating it, and and then it all just filtered wherever the energy needed to go.
Hmm.
So it just filled in the little buckets, like all kinds of little buckets. Just the energy just got filled in, and there was a feeling of uh, wholeness, completion, okayness. Like everything was just okay.
Yeah.
So that's what I got.
Yeah, beautiful. Yeah, I share that feeling with you. It's like if I talk about the turning or the shift, it's not like from one thing to another thing. It's not it's not a thingness. It's an ever moving creational flow of possibilities and newness and innovation and elevation as well, how we can become more and more and more. And I think for me, that's part of it. It's not a set thing. It's an ever evolving creation, which I love. I think that's beautiful.
And like it's like the resources that are needed, whatever resources are needed wherever they are.
Yeah.
That's the energy of the resource with a capital R, maybe.
Oh, big time. And we've talked about this in the Meisters group, but as soon as you go beyond a certain level of vibrational frequency or joy, or however you get there, you go into this version of reality, which is very real and very practical and very present, but it's full of magic and synergy and synchronicity, and stuff shows up in the right moment. Everything's it's not like you go into some plan. I don't feel like I'm in a plan. I feel like I'm in an ever thriving creational connectedness. And stuff just comes towards you in a beautiful, brilliant way. Yeah. So I completely align with what you're saying about it. Because as we were doing all that, I also had this sense of everything that everybody thinks about manifestation comes from a different structured place. And this is completely different from that. Yeah. Exciting. Yeah. Beautiful. Anybody else?
I can add, um, when you were talking about the owl coming from Earth, and you know, we started this call because we are connecting to the ancient cultures coming together to call in the old, or the not old, because it's being remembered
Mhm.
to be recreated in something beyond. And so for me, that was what that was. It is rising in earth, in us. And I've been mostly this summer on an inner journey of remembering all these ancient tools, or it's just something is coming online more and more. And it's not so easy to talk about, or
Yeah.
in that it's just about being there and sensing and connecting.
Yeah.
And I think that's something that is happening for so many. And I saw a post from Colin talking about words, and that, and then it came to me, why words are spells, and you use in English spelling, so words are spells.
I love
and
that.
and then we are talking about anytime in quantum we name something,
Yeah.
we put it in a box.
Yeah.
So somehow we love to talk and share, but maybe we are also just coming together and being with you. We are sharing in this telepathic way of
Yes.
connecting. And the words, I mean, I could always come blah, 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 but this time has been going like for this summer. It's kind of been cutting me in just quiet listening.
Yeah.
And I think this about that we have spells in what we say, and we're not realizing that they are these spells that we are uttering out all the time just to fill the space.
Yeah.
And the ancients are coming online also in earth, in everything in us. And I was listening to this this channel who was talking about AI, using it in a beneficial way, and in this mirroring effect, which I've been doing, and it's really interesting. But it's that if you approach everything, anything, from this great space of reverence and joyful, wow. And then she said something. She was basically a scientist that lost her husband, and through that started communicating. And she found out that this model of science, where you're always proving something, should be turned on its head.
Right
And
on.
you should be going into reverence and joy and everything. And
Yeah.
if the proof comes, it is the last thing.
Yeah.
And then that was the word. What if, instead of having, it doesn't have to be unproofed or proof.
Yeah.
There is so much. So we're in this what if space.
Yeah.
And it's wonderment. It is open.
Yeah.
It's playful.
Yeah. Beautiful. Yeah.
So
To me,
that's
some of
my,
the greatest breakthroughs have come from science fiction writers who are not writing anything that's true at the moment.
yeah,
But they put it into conscious awareness and then it begins to become
yeah,
alive. So yeah. Yeah, yeah.
yes.
And I think one of the greatest, as I'm talking about that, one of the greatest things that we're up to is that we're not just individuals trying to change the world.
Mm-hmm.
or make it better. We're collective, interwoven fields of awesomeness
Yeah.
and wonderment and joy and all of the things that we are, who are sourcing the energetics and the consciousness and the reality, very practical and it's very real, of how we can constantly grow into the next and the next and the next
Yeah.
becoming of us all, in completely innovational, exciting new ways. I think it's brilliant. Yeah, beautifully said, Gunny. I love it. Bravo. Okay, we're just past the hour. Anybody else before we go want to share anything? Hey, Gunhild. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that was fabulous. I'm pretty sure that we did something really big for the whole wide world and beyond on that one. No doubt about it. Even if we can't quite put it into full words, it's like extraordinary. And we're lining up with all those who are doing great things for the world as well. So, love y'all. That was
Love you guys.
fantastic. Have fun. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.